Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome to episode 3 in the 6-part Hanayama Marine Puzzle mini-series. Which was a lot of words and it's taken me a lot of takes to get those words right, but hopefully it's appreciated and we can get straight on with trying to solve the level 3 out of a possible 6 on the Hanayama difficulty scale Seahorse puzzle. Now the aim with this one is to separate that gold and silver seahorse from each other. Then we'll be attempting to reattach them and reposition them back into their original position. And then our work here today will be done. So without further ado, let's crack on with attempting to solve the seahorse puzzle. Okay, so here is the seahorse puzzle. And to be honest, the first thing I've noticed actually is that this gold piece is scratched everywhere. Anyway, this is the third in the marine series. Hopefully this one's, I was going to say hopefully it's a little bit different. I mean, the claw and the starfish are two that we solved before this one. And they were quite similar in that they were sort of like a round fish shape trying to escape from another ocean-based creature, whereas this one is two seahorses that we have to obviously separate from each other. We'll have a quick look at the box, although I think from memory the top bit is exactly the same on all of them, so yeah, that bit in here. So the only difference here is a happy pair of seahorses. Once you have disentangled them, put them back together and make them stand up again. Stand up? Nah, we can stand them up, which is essentially that in that position. That was quite nice. Anyway, right, let's separate them. So, that's probably the first move. And yeah, I fell into that quite nicely. The other difference that we've got with this one over the previous two that we've solved is that this one's a level 3. The other two that we've done were both level 2s. And in fairness, like all the puzzles that we've done recently, we've not had any, well, 3 is the highest level that we've had to do, which has been nice in solving them. It's made them more fun, more enjoyable, rather than sort of struggling through a really difficult level 5 or 6. These ones are very nice and quite relaxing to do, although I guess there's sort of the added pressure of almost needing to do it quickly with them being lower levels, but yeah. Right, anyway, we've got to the first stage of this one, I believe. I can't quite figure out where we go next. I mean, we're probably going to have to switch over to that side at some point. How are we going to get into that gap though? I can't see how that happens without us separating this bit. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anywhere we can go from here. It makes sense for us to then come into this gap here, but it doesn't seem to want to go there. But this bit here is just too perfect not to be right. Going this way doesn't make any sense. Going this way does. That head fits through there as well as it would need to. Well, we've got a bit of a groove in there which we're going to have to use at some point. There's a bit of a groove on the opposite side. There's another point in here at which you can use it as a keyring as well. That seems to have been a theme for all of these marine puzzles as well. This one shouldn't be this difficult for me to find. Wait, there we go. So I was just like flipping it from the opposite way. So it doesn't go this way, it goes up through this way. That's got to be exact or precise. That's good, I like that. So now we're in a different place. So obviously the thing that I'm looking forward to use eventually is this little groove and this little groove on the opposite side of the bottom of the silver seahorse. And the shape and angle of these grooves now, I mean, make it look like it's way too thick to get through there, but the shape of this gold bit here does sort of line up with it. I'm wondering if we actually use this top hole at all. There's nothing that really leads in, and I don't think there's any sort of need to doubly connect them before it actually sort of comes apart. The shape of this bit here, I mean, it obviously helps it stand up when it's in its original position, but it's also seems to be key in sort of moving around in these positions as well. So I think we came, where did we come from? We came from this position here. But I feel like the orientation of these three sides is important. Maybe we can, well, maybe we can do something. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what yet. Ah, there we go. So that fits through there. But then where? That's too good to not be right as well. Yeah, see there, we move over. Ah, so maybe we do come into that bit. Wow. This is really clever. We are in that bit. Wow. That's brilliant. So we come into it in this position. This bit is going to get in the way unless we do that. Yeah, that's nice. Wow, we're about 20 minutes into this one. This one has, time has flown by. We've slowly but surely made progress to get to this position. Now I feel like we're probably close, given the amount of moves that we've done. We're probably very close to the final one or two moves. This position here just feels a bit too snug to not be right, or to not have something to do with the sort of the next progression. So yeah, maybe that is it there. So yes. So there we've swapped around the heads. Oh, we've swapped. We were in that bit, and now we have moved up into that bit, and that was where that happened. This reminds me of the Baroque puzzle. The sort of, I remember solving that one and thinking, right, for just two puzzle pieces to have this many moves together, and there we go. We've separated the seahorses. What was I saying then? Oh yeah, so with this is similar to the Baroque puzzle in that there's two similarly shaped pieces that move around each other. So I was going to say so well then, but obviously it's hard to find the positions. I wouldn't say they move around each other well, but there's a lot of different movements and positions that just two pieces can be in. And yeah, there we go, about 20 to 25 minutes to get them apart. That was really good. I enjoyed that one. That's probably the toughest puzzle I've solved in quite a while, to be honest. These sort of older puzzles and the marine sort of based ones are generally speaking easier, but this one's been probably the toughest challenge of them so far, which has been fun. But obviously we've only done half of the task now, but putting it back together is going to be a little bit easier now that we've seen most of the moves and can hopefully remember most of the moves to get it back together. So we'll do that now. And we'll get straight back into it. So I think they're connected in this position first. And then we need to swap that side to this side. Ah, there we go. And then here it should be relatively easy to get back to where we were, I think. There we go, and there we go. So yeah, the trouble I had there was reconnecting them the wrong way around, which I didn't even think about, to be honest. I don't know, maybe I assumed it'd be impossible to put it on wrong, but yeah, there is that final stood up seahorse position. I'll lay it down sideways so you can see it. So essentially it looks like that, but stood up. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. That was sort of a mixture of a challenge and a fun one to do. And yeah, similar to the Baroque puzzle, like I said when we were taking it apart. But yeah, that is the third Marine Series Hanayama puzzle done. Yeah, and so far, the most enjoyable one and the hardest. So there we go, we managed to do it. We managed to solve the seahorse puzzle. We took them both apart, we put them back into their original position. By far, that is the hardest of the 3 marine puzzles that we've done so far. Some of the moves that are involved in that one were tough to find to start with. And very clever, very, very clever. It's similar to some of the Hanayama puzzles that we've solved before, or one in particular. It's quite similar to the Baroque puzzle, in how there's 2 pieces and how each of those pieces move around each other. And that is our work done for today. We solved the seahorse puzzle. Next, we will be looking at the reef puzzle, which is also a level 3, so we should be looking at a fairly difficult one there as well. And if you want to see that in episode 4 of this mini-series, then be sure to click my face here to subscribe. Thank you very much for being here, and I will see you next time. Peace!